Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Raven. It is great to have you. You're going to find some speed builds here and maybe some cast builds. Ooh, I left something on my community tab if you want to check it out. Just asking whether or not you would, I've been thinking about doing a save file, so whether or not you would like the cast videos to come out first or the speed builds to come out first. For instance, based on the results of the poll so far, I have decided to do the speed build first and then I'll make the lonely fisherman that lives here. So let's just talk about the builds really quick before I get ahead of myself. This is the lonely fisherman's cabin. It is on a 30 by 20. It is 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's on Henford on Bagley in the Bramblewood part of the neighborhood in Cordelia's Secret Cottage, which is the toppest, the one on the top on the left. That's the lot it's on. It is 38,592 simoleons. It is 100 tiles, which is the third tier of a small home. It's the biggest small home you can get. I gave it some lot traits, like great soil, private dwelling, and a natural well. And I actually included 2 lot challenges, off the grid and simple living, which I don't usually do like that many lot challenges. So I was actually pretty excited to do them this time. And I have a little bit of lore that comes with this house. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a cast video. I'm going to figure it out. I don't have a desk space. I actually can work in like various parts of my apartment. At various times of day. So finding like a space dedicated to where I can have my microphone live recording while I, do this is going to be a little bit tricky, but I will figure it out and I'm going to have so much fun. I'm very excited. So why don't you guys drop some names below in the comments of what we should name the lonely fisherman. I do think he's going to be an elder, and yeah. I don't know. I'm going to give him the loner trait for sure. Probably give him the angler life aspiration. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you like this build, let me know in the comments below. Like it. Send it to a friend. Let me know what they think. Reply to my thingy on the community section, the community tab of my YouTube channel. Yeah, but I really liked this build. It's really unique, and I think I was kind of going for like a homegrown kind of feel, like maybe he made this house himself. It is kind of like a loft, the upstairs being the bedroom and not having like a door to get in. You just climb right up the stairs and there's the bed. But everything else, I kind of wanted to make it seem like he built it, he made it, and yeah, I picked a little cabin. I don't know. I really like this. I didn't really have any inspiration as far as like floor plan or house design. I kind of just wanted something shaped a little bit differently. And like I said, make it look like he made it himself out of hand. By hand. Out of hand. Oh my God. Imagine a house made out of hands. That sounds like a horror movie. Anyway, he made this by hand is what I meant to say. But yeah, I kind of got the outside all figured out. I liked using this textured wood that looks like it's been weather worn from the Island Living pack. And then I use a stone around the edge, which is base game. The pillars are from the Werewolves pack. The tin roof above the door is Seasons, but the tin roof above the porch right now if you're looking at it, it's on the left, but if you face the front of the build, it's on the right. That is also from the Werewolf pack. I liked that the metals kind of matched each other in that, and the doors are from the Werewolf pack. The stairs are from Cottage Living. The fence I put around the top bit here is from Cats and Dogs. This is a pretty Cats and Dogs / werewolves / Cottage Living, and with just like a couple sprinkle touches of Seasons, but those are kind of like the dominant packs, I would say. I had a ton of fun with this. I wanted to make it look compartmentalized. We're gonna pretend I said it right the first time. I wanted it to seem kind of sectioned off, like room by room, because that's kind of like how older builds typically go. Open floor plans aren't like a huge thing. I I really do like how this came out. I think it's cluttered really well. It's a tiny space, but I did my best with what I got on it. Or I guess did my best with what I had, because this is past tense. But yeah, like I said, please do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll post this on Twitter. You can let me know there. My handle is Ravynthesimmer. And if you wanted to download this on the gallery, which it is available, you could also use Ravynthesimmer, spelled the same as my YouTube handle. Here I am working on the kitchen. I've never made a kitchen like this before. I tucked the fridge in the gap behind the staircase. And then I just threw down a sink, an oven, and one countertop, which does not have a single piece of clutter on that. However, this kitchen is very cluttered, and I loved doing it. I absolutely loved cluttering up this kitchen because I had to get creative because there's just no space. And, trying to find artwork. I used a lot of artwork from cats and dogs. I also used that kit, the clutter kit, and found this little fishing pole thing that I thought was, or fishing pole decor, which I thought was absolutely perfect. And for the record, I did play test this entire lot. It is all functional, so bonus points. I was worried about the fridge, not being able to access the fridge because of the amount of clutter I had in front and around it, but nope, it is a-okay. I'm an expert. Just kidding, I'm not an expert. But anyway, here we are. I liked using this little hutch thingy because they're just, look at it, there's no storage space. So I used the floating shelves above the sink. I used this, it's not a floating shelf, I really don't know what to call it, but the shelf that is to the right of the fridge, that's from Cottage Living. And then I decorated the pants off the top of the fridge. So there's no more room up there, which is a space I don't typically utilize. I know that sometimes I'll put odds and ends, just bits and pieces up there, but I really used it as storage space for sure this time. But yeah, just kind of cluttering up. I've been doing this thing lately where I will take just the normal swatch, the first swatch that comes on of an item, place it, and then once everything's placed and I like it, I start coloring it. I don't know why it's gotten into me to where I'm doing that more often lately, but I don't know, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. And I'm using this handy dandy come on, what's the pack name? Raven, you got this. Dream Home Decorator Shelf to help me free place different objects around. If you have seen the red shelf mod, which looks very handy dandy, this kind of does the same exact thing, and then you don't have to download a mod. There are some limitations, however, because not everything will snap to the top and or second shelf of this Dream Home Decorator square unit thingy, whereas most things, if I have the impression correct anyways, most things will snap to the red shelf, which makes it a lot easier. And if you're wondering why the lights went out all of a sudden, it's because I placed a sim on the slot to play test, because I wanted to make sure everything was functional, and that's when I did it. So I had to place these lights that we'll work on an off the grid lot, which I do there we go. See, I reorganize them so they make sense. And I really wanted to put the iron why do I want to call it stove? It's not like stove. It's like an iron fireplace from Eco Lifestyle. However, I couldn't get it to fit in the space, and I decided it's okay either way, because the fireplace, the home is so small that the fireplace in the living room should heat up the entire home just fine. And yeah, so not only does this fisherman love fishing, but he also loves planting, and he lives off the land, so it's a perfect thing to doing. So I'll have some planter boxes in the backyard. You can absolutely fit more, but I absolutely enjoyed decorating with all of the clutter stuff we got from the new greenhouse kit. That was a lot of fun. I haven't actually used anything in there before, but yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think. I really am curious. I do want to know. I figured hey, he doesn't have so much space, so he probably uses his outside as storage space too. Perhaps that's where he uses or keeps all of his fishing and gardening supplies. This man is also a painter. I think he just loves the softer things in life. But now that I have the kitchen dining entrance area finished, I have moved on to the very small yet super cozy living area, where I made great lore use of this cabinet space. Technically that is an end table from the stuff. No, why do I want to say stuff back? Because I miss stuff back, that's why. But it's from the basement kit. It's non-functional. It's just a table. It's not even a TV, which I thought was perfect because, like, silly me put a TV on top, not remembering that this is off the grid, so electronics do not work. So I actually delete it, and I like to pretend that, like, he had the TV, it's broken, it's off the grid anyways, it can't work, so he just uses it as like a little table space, which is exactly what happened. So way to go, Raven. And then I'm gonna place some trophies here on the shelf in just a second. Here you go. I can imagine maybe he was like is it called a sports fisherman? Someone who fishes for like sport, the name and glory. I wanted to use this cats and dogs sofa, but I just did not love how the swatch looked in this room, so I used my favorite swatch from the basement kit's sofa, and it's that one. See, I do realize and recognize that you can't use a TV in here anyway, so there's no point in putting one. I put a fish tank instead, swap out these curtains for some from cats and dogs, added very dated curtains to the living room because I thought it was perfect, and yeah, I don't know. I wanted this house to look dated and lived in, and like maybe the person who lives here is like their first priority is not really house decor or home decor. It's just, he's a bit of a hoarder in my eyes. He's a little bit of a hoarder. He is a hard-working gentleman though, and probably doesn't take as great of care of himself as he should be. And yeah, I thought this little corner was a little bit empty, so I just added this like little chalkboard that maybe he just writes his reminders down on, and then added a little bit of cabinet space above. I thought adding this wheel, the ship wheel, was like the perfect addition, and then I'm just going to add a lantern to the top of this fireplace mantle, and we call it good in the living room. I wanted to light it up in here, so I just added another oil lantern to the top of the little corner shelf I placed, and we're in the bathroom. I used bathroom fixtures from Vampires, which is totally like left field. I do not usually touch this stuff in Vampires. I mean, I do some of the things, but not typically the bathroom items, which was pretty exciting. I did use the teeth in a jar because I don't really get to use that very often, and this is an old man in my eyes, so I will keep it. Speaking of this old man, let's talk about it really quick. I don't think he is ever married. I don't think he's ever wanted to marry. I don't think it's something, he's a loner, and that's good enough for him. He has a couple friends in town down here in Henford on Bagley, and that's just fine enough for him. He didn't raise any kids, doesn't have any like family relations. I think he's just an old man who likes to fish. He's got some good friends down at the pub. Better than that, he likes a quiet and calm life. He likes to paint, he likes to read, likes to fish, likes to garden, likes to be by himself, and I think it's a wonderful thing to be. But yeah, here I am working on the only bedroom of the house, trying to figure out like the bed area from the dressing area, and I really like what I did here. I do recognize that this area is kind of tight. I'm pretty sure it's all functional, but just in case it wasn't, I did add a standing mirror to the left of the dresser. That will be totally functional. So if you can't use either of the two dressers I placed at the foot of the bed and across, you can use the mirror. 100%. A-okay. But yeah, I'm just kind of decorating this area up a little bit. Just using some more fish posters and paintings from Cats and Dogs. And I wanted to put a grandfather clock somewhere in this house because this house screams it to me. And so the only place I could really find to put it was right there in that corner, and I think it looks really nice. Everything is, like I said, a little bit dated, a little bit worn, and I don't know, I just really like it. I hope you guys like it too. Yeah, I don't know. How have you been? What do you want to see next? I noticed somebody left a request on my gallery page, and I fully intend on getting to that. It's for a 3-bedroom starter family home, and I would love to take on something like that. So I'm actually going to be doing that probably. I want to do a bakery too, like a live-in bakery. I don't know why, but the inspiration has just struck me. So I want to do that too. So I have those two planned out. I don't know which one will be coming out next, but one of those two will be coming out next. But yeah, if you guys have any requests or anything you want to see or play, just let me know and I will do my best to bring it to life for you. That's like kind of exciting. And you know, inspiration is fun. It's just a little bit hard sometimes to think of things on my own. So yeah, any kind of like suggestions are always welcome. Yeah, but I'm out here now mapping out the landscaping and bringing this pond to life. Do you guys, okay, if you played Sims 2, do you remember how you could build your own worlds and like edit them, and like you could put clouds in the sky and you could put like hot air balloons, and they always looked like this, like the little squares with like the pictures on the side of what you're placing. That was my like one of my top favorite things to do in Sims 2, is just to build like the neighborhoods and the world maps. I thought it was so much fun. Just as a quick side note, I do check to make sure that these vines aren't poking into the house. They are not. And I'm actually using plants that are predominantly found in the Henford-on-Bag cottage living pack. Just because I like it to like blend into the nature a little bit more. But anyway, so bringing these ponds to life using the same method as like bringing the neighborhoods to life in Sims 2, it's just so fun to me, and I love like going in through live mode. Ooh, do you use live mode or live mode? That's always a popular question. Do you say live mode or live mode? I mean, but I love going into live mode and just like going through the pond and watching the frogs hop. And if you look in the if you stay for the screenshots, I do have like a really cool action shot of a frog hopping into a leaf. What the heck are those called? I want to call it a toad leaf, but that's not what those are called. A lily pad, jumping off of a lily pad and into the lake, and I thought it was super cool, so I included it in the screenshots. But just watching it come to life, it's not only the fish, but the bugs and the ducks and the geese and everything is just so fun to me and so cool. And it's, I don't know, I could go on and on about it, but here I am just kind of finishing up. I add some more lavender, and then I go into, I loved having this grass patch in because, like I said, I love making it blend seamlessly into the area around it, and adding that grass patch really does so. Ignore the child on the front porch. Don't know who he is, don't know where he came from. But when I went to go place the flower or the garden patches later, they got in the way, so I did end up deleting that grass patch. But yeah. And if you notice that some of the I almost called them toad pads again. If you notice some of the lily pads are like floating, I do go back and fix all of them and put them down. I just don't do it on camera. But yeah, this is kind of like the end. I'm gonna post some like activities around and just kind of like make it look lovely. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, please leave me a like or a comment. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks, bye.